Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's 2025 here on Devoted Patriots 2 channel. We're getting into the new year with a little bit of disturbing news to start with. 2025 is going to be a glorious year, but at the same time, it is going to be the most tumultuous year we have ever seen while we try to take down the deep state, deport the illegals, and kick these terrorists out of the country, if not put them in a cage, under a cage somewhere. Put them in Guantanamo Bay, if not some other worse place than that for them. There's been a lot of speculation about the guy in the Tesla truck. What was his motive? And with the bomb exploding there at one of the Trump Towers in Vegas, I'm not going to get into that yet because I think we're being lied to. A lot of the stories are being covered up, and everybody on Twitter is speculating at this point. But due to the GPS and all the cameras on the Tesla truck, we will probably get a pretty accurate story in the end once they give us that info. If they do, if they don't cover it up, the government likes to cover shit up and change the story a little bit to where we don't actually see what really happened, especially if they were involved. Being active military service member, I'm sure they're probably freaking out a little bit about it. But I also want to talk about this other terrorist attack. This coward decided he's going to drive a vehicle through a crowd of pedestrians, and the DEI hire, I guess, is running the city there, did not realize that these concrete or these steel pylons that are hydraulically maneuvered, all you had to do was put them up and probably could have saved these people's life. Those things were put in place, $40 million project, in order to push for these things to pop up out of the street. They've got them in several cities just to prevent stuff like this from happening. Now, New Orleans has parades every day of the week, it seems like, all the time. They've always got festivities, people partying on Bourbon Street. And every time there's a big football game, that place is packed. I mean, it's a huge tourist attraction. I don't need to tell you all that. Y'all know this. But the point is, they should have them concrete barriers everywhere, and they should have been using them. Didn't know they had them. That's the lady's answer. That tells you somebody is definitely incompetent. But I won't get into that too much. What I do want to talk to you about is terrorism. There are some people you just can't reach. If you've ever heard that, I'm talking about the terrorists. The people that are, I hate to use the word, but terrorism is a really horrible, horrible way of trying to control other people through fear. I mean, that's pretty much the definition of it. Through many heinous acts, coercion, violence. But let me tell you where this comes from. A lot of people think, how did this guy get radicalized? Why are these people so angry? How come these Muslims hate us? Not all Muslims are terrorists, and not all terrorists are Muslims, but they do go hand in hand when it comes to a lot of these extremists. And I believe, just my own personal opinion, is the media has missed a step on the big tie together for this whole situation. Most of these Muslims are religious zealots as well, and they are willing to kill themselves or kill you and kill themselves as an act of God in their mind, an act of Allah, to get closer to getting to their promised land, heaven, or whatever they call it. I don't know. I've never read the Quran, but we have our Bible. We understand what it's about. Peace, prosperity, love for one another, love for mankind, patience, and vengeance is God's. That's for God to deal with, not for us. That's the way our book is written. The Quran, not so much. They got a lot of passages in the Quran, and I'll bring you one of them. They talk about retribution, talk about revenge, talk about smiting your enemies in order to get them straight. Justified anger, not just anger, justified violence. The Quran is their Bible, and they raise these people. Or these people become converted, and they actually think they're being converted into another religion. And the religion, once they start reading the Quran, they start realizing that it's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. If you wrong me, it's my job to wrong you back. And that is not the way our country was founded. Our country was founded on the Bible and laws that were built by our forefathers with the thoughts of the future of mankind in it, using a lot of the wisdom from the Bible about how to conduct our business, build our laws, manage our system. as a whole as peacefully as possible. And I don't believe the Quran was built like that. So I was a little bit curious as to why the media has not brought up the fact that the Quran has got a lot of passages in it that basically say that it's okay to do your enemies wrong, because they're your enemies, and if you do them wrong and it causes you to be put in a compromised situation, well, that's okay. You did your job for your God, I guess. That's why you have suicide bombers and things. There's nowhere in our religion, in my religion, where suicide bomber type mentality is justified. In the Quran, it seems to be another way for them to get closer to their maker. That's their mindset, not mine, folks. But this lady Amy Mack over here on Twitter put it out. Says, "Dear media, the Quran is not a religious text. It's a military manual for jihad. You want to know where Shamsuddin Jabbar was radicalized? Read the Quran. It demands Muslims wage war against unbelievers until they are either dead, converted, or subjugated under the Islamic rule. This isn't radical. It's the Quran's core directive." Yeah, that's what the news is not discussing. That this is a it's a religious thing. We don't kill each other in the name of Jesus. But in the Quran, I don't want to misquote it, but in the Quran, killing in purpose of serving your God, totally acceptable. And so there's so many things. I've never read the Quran, but there's so many things that I was reading earlier today, just little passages that just really, we are not the same. That's the point. We are not the same. If you're brought up to believe that this is the original doctrine of our Lord, and you follow the guidelines of this Muslim Bible, I have nothing against you, but I believe it's very un-American, and not just for political, geopolitical purposes, but it's un-American in the fact that these people don't have our best interest at heart. They come to this country and they're not here just for the free ride. They're here to monopolize on the situation, take over what they can, get in control when they can, where they can, and wreak havoc. And that's what terrorists do. Not to say all Muslims fall into this group. There's some really nice Muslims out there that practice and preach and promote peace. But then there's those ones that take passages out of the Quran and just use them to their advantage. And the passages really kind of make it pretty clear. I don't know why the media is not discussing this. Maybe they don't even know how to deal with the factor. We are not the same. We are taught different values from birth. I hope this explains why you can't reason with zealots. The Quran addresses revenge in several ways, including retaliation. Surah 545 of the Quran states that retaliation is prescribed for certain matters, including a life for a life, an eye for an eye, a nose for a nose, an ear for an ear, a tooth for a tooth. This is known as qisas and is meant to be equal retaliation. The offender can also pay diyat to the victim, can pay them, or their heirs, or be forgiven by the victim or their heirs. So they believe in revenge over there, and that's passage right out of the book. They believe in revenge. Okie doke. We'll take them at their word. Had a couple more things I wanted to bring you up from this. This here I thought was a very fitting video, considering what has happened this week. Now this is Texas Muslims. I think this is in Houston. This lady gets up and just basically manhandles the mic away from these Muslims, and I love it. I love it. Check it out. Muhammad. Hold on. Another fellow Texans. I love it. I love it.
I proclaim the name of the Lord Jesus Jesus Christ over the capital of Texas. I stand against Islam and the false prophet Muhammad. Islam will never dominate the United States, and by the grace of God, it will not dominate Texas.
I like that.
Damn. That was rough right there. I don't suggest people do that. I'm surprised she got out of there without having to fight, just walking up and manhandling that mic away from everybody. But it needed to be said, and she's right. You want to be a Muslim, that's fine, but you want to come here and hate on this country, you need to go. Now, what does Trump have to say about this terrorist acts? No mercy to terrorists, you dumb bastards. I love it. That's the way I feel as well. No mercy for the terrorists. Now, here's a little fun fact. You know, folks, people have been speculating about if these two, this Cybertruck explosion and this terrorist attack where the guy ran everybody over in New Orleans, they're trying to find out if they were maybe connected, since they were both members of military. Both had been to Fort Bragg. Both used cyber vehicles. A lot of weird, strange coincidences as well. And they even both use the same car rental company. Makes it even a little stranger. But I'm not going to speculate on all those coincidences. But here's one coincidence that I thought was definitely a neat find. This is I guess you call it Easter egg. Salty Texan found today. This is pretty interesting, folks. Who's on the board of Turo? And that Turo is the car company that both of these guys rented these electric trucks from. And if you look right here, Chelsea Clinton. So one of the on the board of directors is looks like about 8 or 10 people. And it looks like Chelsea Clinton is number 3. Chairman, vice president, and obviously one of the top directors. Now, that doesn't say anything about her, good or bad, but it's just kind of a strange fact as well that the Clintons are involved in the Cybertruck rental company. Stranger things. Not going to read too much into that, folks. But if there's anything to find there, it'll be found. Now, we've all heard probably by now that Joe Biden has decided he is going to give none other than Miss Piggy Liz Cheney a service medal for her outstanding duty trying to bring the parties together. Here we go, folks. Nothing like watching Miss Piggy get an award. Now, here's the funny part to me. Liz Cheney campaigned with Kamala Harris for weeks and weeks and weeks. She even campaigned with Joe a little bit. She gets a medal for all that campaigning. Now, you get Oprah or Beyonce or one of those Diddy Party clowns, they got $500,000 and up to show up and campaign for the Democrat Party. What does this rhino get? She gets a medal. I like it. That's a piece of shit thing to do, but you know what? I wonder if she can wear that medal in prison.
Elizabeth L. Cheney for putting the American people over party.
She chose the American people over party. No, that's actually just a traitor's act when you decide to campaign with the other team, even though you're still calling yourself a Republican, but we're campaigning with the Democrats. We call them traitors, where I come from. But these medals don't actually mean shit. Because, I mean, look at all these people that actually got one of these medals. We got Eminem up there. Oh, no, that's Ellen DeGeneres. Wait a minute. Let me look again. It's hard to tell. That could be Eminem. That could be Ellen DeGeneres. They almost look like twins. And then here, we got Barbara Streisand. There's another one that's supposedly leaving the country when Trump gets reelected. She said that last time, too. She didn't leave. And then we got Biden getting a medal from Obama. And then, of course, you got Epstein Surprised they didn't give one, or that's not Epstein, Weinstein. Obama praising Weinstein. I'm surprised they ain't got one for Epstein as well. There's Tom Hanks, another one of those. This must be medals for pedos. I don't know. Yep, there's another one. There's Bill Clinton. There's another medal for a pedo. Oh, look at there. There's our most hated actor of all, Robert De Niro. The guy was a great actor back in the day, but somewhere along the way he drank the Kool-Aid. Now he's just a twisted, angry little man. And if they give him a medal for hating on Trump, I guess. I don't know. And I actually don't know who this guy is, so I'm not even going to begin to get into that. But yeah, they pass these things out at the end of presidencies like candy, like they pass out pardons. It's kind of a sickening situation, if you ask me. Just another trophy to hang on the wall, another dust collector on the shelf. She got a traitor to the party medal, otherwise known as a pedo medal. Now, you know how DEI is supposed to be so inclusive and worried about diversity of not being able to get the right amount of blacks and browns and Asians and Indians and people from all nationalities in our organizations, in our government. That's what they want. DEI, part of the FBI, wants more inclusivity, more people from across the world, in theory, right? More diversified people. Well, we went from a white guy, Christopher Wray, who's nothing but a criminal, a liar in chief, FBI director, one of the worst we've had, and he is fixing to get replaced by this guy, Kash Patel. He is definitely an American, but I believe he checks all the boxes of the DEI hire, considering the fact that he's white, he's of a different nationality, he's melanated skin. I mean, does he need to have some kind of a sexual orientation that's off crazy or something to fit into that? I don't know. But it's just kind of strange that the DEI crowd at the FBI, who just loves their rainbow, who loves their fishing tackle in their face and their rainbow hair and their rainbow mafia BS that they don't seem to have a problem with. They have a problem hiring a guy that's probably from somewhere like India or Pakistan or one of those countries over there, because he definitely does not look like he is from, maybe he is from America, but I bet his parents are not from America. Not with the name Patel. I'm guessing he's probably from India. But at any rate, it's just kind of ironic that we're getting rid of the white guy for an Indian guy. And the people at the FBI are scared shitless of getting fired, having to resign, losing their pensions, maybe some of them going to jail, getting prosecuted, getting investigated, getting indicted. And they're mad, not because he doesn't fit the color quota, but because he's actually going to get in there and do his job. That's what we need. DEI is dead. It's on its way out. Hopefully we will fire all these DEI clowns in our government. And they're going to find out as soon as Trump and his cabinet picks get in there that this ain't about the color of your skin or the pronoun that you choose to identify yourself by. Things are fixing to change, folks. We're going to get that stuff out of the schools. We're going to get it out of the military, and we're definitely going to get it out of these three-lettered agencies. We can't have our Secret Service directors and their FBI directors with fish and tackle in their face and blue hair. We got to stay on track, folks. Just my opinion. That's what I got for you today, folks. Lots of stuff going on out there in the world. Try to keep your head on the swivel. Try to stay safe. And stay out of big crowds. Please, folks. Over and out.